Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We are continuing to discuss and evaluate documents that have been produced by the city of Moscow for the first time in the past few days concerning the investigation into the catastrophic events at 1122 King Road by the Moscow Police Department. One of the documents is dated the 21st of February, 2023, and it is a document prepared by then Captain Roger Lanier. Captain Lanier is retired from the Moscow Police Department. He actually retired a few months after preparing this report. The report is titled A Narrative, Release of Crime Scene and Residence at 1022 King Road. And it reads as follows. On February 21st, 2023, I received a copy of an agreement between the University of Idaho and the owner of the residence at 1022 King Road for the University of Idaho to take over security and remediation of the house. This was done after the crime scene was released by Judge Marshall's order and is in coordination with Team Idaho Property Management, the property owner's attorney, University of Idaho, and Moscow Police Department. All responsibility to maintain and remediate the property was taken over by the University of Idaho. I have attached the agreement to the case file, and this is signed by Roger Lanier, badge number 103. It was reviewed and apparently approved by Captain Anthony Dahlinger, who upon Chief James Fry's retirement became the chief of police, a position he holds to this date. A comment here that I provide per the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. By February 21st, 2023, it had been more than 4 months since the crimes. Captain Lanier was on site the day of the crimes, November 13th, 2022. He was photographed in various news reports. He was also identified in a prior report that we evaluated by Officer Corbin Smith, who was one of the first responders and who also escorted Detective Brett Payne, the lead detective on the case, who wrote the affidavit of probable cause through the property upon Detective Payne's arrival. According to Officer Smith's report, Captain Lanier entered the property. In my opinion, and this is just a continuing general observation that I'm making, there just appears to be some sloppy work on behalf of the police department. In my opinion, I believe that Captain Lanier should have known what the correct address was. It wasn't 1022, it was 1122 1122 King Road by 4+ months after the crimes to write it twice, the residence as 1022 King Road, in my opinion, an example of some what appears to be some sloppy work. For the current chief of police to not catch that seems to, again, in my opinion, further suggest that issue. Then there is the larger issue of the destruction of this property, major piece of evidence in the case. It was demolished in December of 2023. This was while the case was still in Latah County, and there had already been one trial date in October of 2023 that had been canceled upon Mr. Koberger's waiver of speedy trial. So as far as everyone knew in December of 2023, this trial was going to happen in Latah County. It would not be for another month, the end of January 2024, until the defense filed their motion for change of venue, which was granted in September of 2024, and that then led to the change of venue from Latah County, which is where the crimes occurred and where this major piece of evidence, the house at 1122 King Road, was located until its demolition. And that decision, in addition to being extremely controversial, opposed by a lot of people, including one of the family members very publicly, just seemed, in my opinion, to raise a lot of questions of why the need to demolish the property before trial occurred and take away from the jury the opportunity to, if not, even if they chose not to enter the property, to at least be able to take the short drive from the Latah County Courthouse, where the trial was supposed to be and everyone thought would be at the time of the destruction of the property, to go over and at least tour the surrounding area. These are my opinions that I give pursuant to the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, freedom of speech and of the press. If you have any comments or thoughts, please leave them here. I appreciate them all. This is Kathy. Thank you for joining us today.